I'll make sure that oh, there we go. Okay.
Recording in progress.
Recording in progress.
Oh my God,
that was a double start just because
I like to start recording when Carlo doesn't know I'm going to record, and he always says something slightly iffy, and I catch him
sometimes
on
I'm
it.
right on the edge of
And
let me tell you about
and I just
okay.
felt that the one that I did this time was I didn't trust him to edit it out well enough,
It was
because although I
close.
trust the man,
It was close. I appreciate it, by the way. I appreciate it.
did you hear, talking about doing voices on the microphone, me sending the audio of my daughter to the group saying 5 stars?
I loved it. I did. I
It was
loved it.
cute, wasn't it?
Yes. Most people who say that sound cute, but not as cute as her.
Mm.
It's like your daughter and then Rhea Coble. The
Oh,
two.
she's cute, isn't she?
Yeah, in fact, the if you listen to any of the OCR Report podcasts, her little soundbite saying 5 stars is at the
Do you
very
know what
beginning.
really annoys me about a lot of the women in OCR?
Ooh. Should we have started recording later?
No, this isn't a bad
Let's
thing.
get into it. Let's get into it, girl. What really annoys you about the ladies of OCR?
They're adorable and they shouldn't be. Like, Rhea Coble, what right does she have to be like 5 stars and be really cute? Like, they're doing like they're I don't want to swear, but like they're incredible. And you expect like, and then they're just so sweet. Like, I sound like this is bullshit, and it's not, because I'm not in a mood for that. I'm in a terrible mood. But they're really nice, and like they're just adorable. Sounds patronizing, but it's not. They're lovely, lovely humans.
I
And I
thought you
hate
were going to
it
say,
because I'm jealous.
"Aw, well, that's sweet." See, I thought you were going to say something like, they start a social media account that talks about wanting to build up women, but all they do is posts um, like trash talking other women.
I would never comment on anything like that.
No,
Ever.
and no one would ever
And I
make a
don't
site
think
like
anybody
that.
does that in
No
OCR.
one
That's
would
not the
ever
place for
do
OCR.
that.
Nobody would be okay with that.
You would never
Nobody.
see you would never see a social media account like that.
Like, look at Nicole Miracle, right?
Love it.
Oh, I'm crunching eyes.
Yeah,
I mean, she looks
fair.
amazing right now. I did get told off for being a bit biased about her, and I am biased. I adore her. Like, she looks so strong right now. She is so strong right now. She's so fast. And then you talk to her, and she's just really kind and really nice. And I've got a pretty good BS detector. Sometimes, not all the time. And I know it's not. Like, she's just genuinely a good person. And I
Yeah.
appreciate that. But, like, how can you have it all? It's not fair.
You're like, could you maybe
Could you
could
maybe
you
be
trip?
not so? Could you?
Could you be like Jason Dupree when he's a rabbit and just fall down once in a while, just so I feel like everything's okay. By the way, if you haven't seen it, Jason Dupree has a history of just
Falling over.
falling over when he's rabbiting. So,
Mm.
well, welcome, Fran. This
Yeah.
is episode 19.
Where have you pulled this number out of? Because I don't remember doing 15, 16, or 17.
Well, I pulled it out because last week was 18, and then the way the number line works is, sequentially 19. And
I'm
if you go
sure
online,
somebody
you can
who
see there are 18 other episodes.
I don't remember doing them.
We took a 2 week break, and here we are.
Yeah.
This is
So
the
I
Fran and
have an
Carlo.
idea. I have an idea. I have an idea. Let's discuss it
Is it
here.
talking over me? Is that your idea? Is your idea
You
waiting till I start a
you
sentence?
you are really sensitive to that, aren't you?
I get a head of steam, and I get a thought, and I don't know if you know how thoughts work in my head. They don't stick around very long. So if I'm onto something, and then you start talking, and sometimes I'm editing, and I go back, and I'm like, oh, I was gonna say something really cool, and then Fran said something, and my brain was like, we don't need that.
Well, I'll just shut up then, shall I? But this
No,
is
what
a
were you
good
gonna say,
idea.
Fran? Please go ahead.
So it's nearly time for World's Toughest Mother, right?
15 days.
15 days, babe. Oh
15.
no, 15 days. Yep, you're right.
Yeah, I
Well, 15
counted.
days until
It's in
my
my
essay
notes.
deadline.
Yes, so it's less than okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so we've got next week as normal. And then the week after is the week of World's Toughest Mudder, and we're going to travel to the States. Well, I'm going to travel
Yes.
to the States, and you're going to be in the States for World's Toughest Mudder. But I was wondering, and yes, we could discuss this in private time, but why bother? Could
Why?
we, instead of recording an episode on like the Friday, could we do like a live episode and go live on YouTube on like the Friday night. Oh no, a Friday day at some point when we have time, and then extract the audio from it. And that'd be way more fun because we would have seen some of the course and we could talk about World's Toughest Mudder and we'd be together
100%.
in person. Okay, great.
And we're staying in a house with Jason Dupree, so he'll be able
And we
to
have mini golf.
and we what?
The house has mini golf.
The house has mini golf?
We have mini golf. So Jack texted the group and he was like, "Can we have this house, please?" And Jason was like, "No, stop being so stupid." He's like, "But it has mini golf." And then Jason looked at it. He's like, "That's actually affordable and there's enough beds for everyone." Yeah, okay.
I didn't know that. I missed that part of the group chat. Unless you're in another group chat that doesn't include me, which is totally possible.
No, the super, super
Okay.
secret one with everyone but you. No,
Yeah, right.
everyone in the group has a real fear of that happening.
Well, I mean, because we've all been in the other groups where everyone, spins off.
Do you
But
remember the first time that you found out there was like a WhatsApp chat without you? And like
no.
how horrible that was.
Here's the deal. I've never found that out yet.
Oh, I have with
So,
my friends, like my school
ooh,
friends. Yeah, it was pretty unpleasant.
yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it wasn't so great.
let's talk about more positive things. Since we're
Okay,
talking about,
I'm not in a good mood today. I'm sick and
well, I'm here to
so
build
apologies.
you
Apologies
up.
for being a Debbie Downer. My
I
tummy
won't
hurts.
let you down.
Okay, go
You're
God.
my friend, and you're not a clown. Come on now.
Boom, boom,
Jump
boom,
back.
boom,
Keep my set.
boom.
Kids, it's
And
about get boom
that's
back.
what he said.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God.
Mm. My mixture of protein powder to coffee is off, so it's kind of sludgy today.
It's always terrible. Why do you start your day like that?
It's the easy way to get protein without having to have a full meal.
Why don't you just eat
Anyway,
some eggs?
because I don't know if you know this, but I give myself just enough time to get up,
Get out of bed, drag a
yep,
comb across my head.
make a
Made my
do a
way
little,
downstairs and drank a cup, looking up. And I noticed
makes
I was like,
what the hell's happening right now? I have just enough time to get up, message you saying I'm up, and then get my stuff set up, make some coffee, and sit down. I don't have time to make eggs. I don't have time. I know it doesn't take that long, but I don't have time. So 15 days. This is my community news. 15 days
news.
until World's Toughest Mudder. Did you see something has started in the community and some people really like it and some people
Jesus.
really don't like? Yeah, puzzle pieces.
Oh, you're
I was going to
asking
go
me.
for a little bit longer
Oh,
build up
sorry,
there,
sorry, sorry,
Fran.
sorry, sorry. Keep going, keep going. I got excited. I'm the kind of person that when somebody asks a child a question, I'm like, oh, I know, forgetting that everybody
Did
knows the
you
answer.
see what's happening in the community?
No,
Some people like it. Some people really don't like it.
no.
But, and our boy Gary Andrews from the UK is the one that found it. So deep in the online PDF for the rule packet online,
I want to
on
find
the
one.
down buried in the bottom was a link to a PDF that had the first puzzle piece of the map. For
How
those
can
of you
I
who don't,
find one?
so here's the thing. The puzzle piece that he found, really quick, for those who don't know, one thing that Tough Mudder likes to do to the community, or the kind of fun they like to have, is they don't just show you the course map from World's Toughest Mudder right off the bat. They'll take the little map of it and they'll cut it virtually into little puzzle pieces, and then they'll kind of they'll throw out little questions in the community, like, hey, like one year the old CEO Kyle McLaughlin sent me a piece, and he said, you can post this in the community whenever you want, but make people work for it. So I just said,
How did you make
hey,
people work for it?
well, because I'm me, I said, hey, everybody, I've got a puzzle piece. So once we get 50 replies to this post with pictures of your dogs, I'll post the piece.
They should send us a puzzle piece. And then have you
Yep.
seen, there's this trend going around on TikTok where people are having to do interpretive dances.
No, I've never seen that, but because I don't have TikTok, but
I
interpretive
send you
dances.
fun videos from TikTok all the time.
I don't have, but see, I can't open them
Yeah, but you
anymore
can because
without
I
the app.
download them and send them to you. But anyway, yay, so the puzzle pieces and stuff. So
Puzzle
because
pieces.
people were getting a
Oh,
bit worried that it was a bit quiet, weren't they?
there was quite a big post about, and by the way, pet peeve time.
Uh-huh.
Can we every time something just like is a little off, like maybe timing of something is wrong with like the Tough Mudder community or something, can we just not
Be
we just
horrible.
stop blaming everything on the fact that oh it's Spartaning ruining Tough Mudder? I don't know what's going on over there. Maybe they're really busy. They did have multiple championships, like back to back to back. But oh, real quick, if we get a puzzle piece, what we need to do, which I don't think we're gonna get one, we need to put a post that
Give us a
says,
puzzle piece.
"I want 20 people to respond doing their impression of Jack Goris."
Oh my God, yes.
Come on, right?
Oh my God, I'm gonna ask for a puzzle piece.
You know what? We should just make a post saying we don't have a puzzle piece, but I'd rather I wanted to see 20 of you guys.
Is that considered bullying?
No, we're appreciating Jack.
What's your impression of Jack? So good.
And I'm embarrassed. I'm like, don't be bullying. Don't be bullying. Fran Shamu. I don't like her. My impression of Jack is the slug character lady from Monsters Inc.
So my
That
impression of
voice.
Jack is Jack doing an impression of me. So I think it's okay because Jack calls me Shamu,
I still
like
don't
the whale.
understand how that's okay. But if it doesn't bother you, it doesn't bother me. It does bother me. So anyway,
Anyways,
first puzzle
my
piece.
impression of Jack is Jack doing an impression of me. It's this. Shamu.
That's so good. The first puzzle piece is out,
Mhm.
and I wanted to mention it was a good one because it had it listed some obstacles on it. Oh, by the way, the weird thing is that the puzzle piece that he found is literally titled Puzzle Piece 5.
So there's 4 more
But
out there potentially.
It suggests there's 4 more out there somewhere. Now I haven't checked the
someone's just
community.
released them in bad order.
That's
I
actually
want to find one.
I know, me too. So there are obstacles listed, and they are Beached Bum, touring the
Beached
Everglades,
whale.
not Beached Whale,
Beach
the
Shamu.
Ryewood Walls, Nyewood Walls, Florida Happy Meal, Miami Hangover. That sounds dirty. Swashbuckler Swing,
Does that mean there's going to be
Moving
water?
Tourist Trap. It's Florida. Everything is water.
This is really scary.
Hades Hellish something. So
Hades or
it's very
Katie?
Hades, like, you know.
It's just you guys say Katie, like Katie.
Oh, do we?
Katie? Say Katie.
All right. By the way, here's a few things I've learned about the event weekend.
Uh-huh.
The awards brunch, which we all love to attend,
Yeah.
is 25 minutes from the venue this year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, registration for the brunch ends on Sunday, October 27th. So, and it usually sells out.
Oh,
So if you haven't got your tickets
so
yet,
buy your tickets.
yep.
Brunch is great, isn't it?
What's that?
Brunch is great. If you like meat, it's a really good brunch.
Yeah. Do you know the story behind that?
I don't care. I find bacon the lowest form of humor. I
do too, but do you know?
I don't.
Well, I don't know if I don't call it the lowest form of humor, but
it's the lowest form of humor.
It's a very tired joke.
It's a very tired joke, and as someone who does
it.
not eat any meat whatsoever, I am so bored of the response being, but bacon.
Someone won a community award one year because of his responses about bacon so much.
It's just not funny. I'm sorry.
The great Matthew Lowe.
Probably the rudest thing I'll ever say publicly. It's just not funny.
I don't think that's even close to the rudest thing you'll ever say publicly, but okay.
I mean it.
We can hang on to that if you want.
What's the rudest thing I've ever said publicly?
I mean, well, I don't know, Fran.
I mean,
I
on
only
this
get to
show
see it
then,
publicly
okay.
like once a year, twice if I'm lucky, and this year I wasn't
every
lucky.
week.
Publicly?
No, but this goes public, doesn't it?
It does go public.
So this is me saying things publicly.
The awards brunch will be held on Monday, October 11th at the Sun and Fun Fly-In in Skylight Hangar A. I couldn't find the time. You know why? To find the time, I had to like actually try to register for a ticket, and I wasn't put all my information into the event.
We'll be told.
Exactly.
I've only done 2 brunches, and I enjoyed both of them. Which was your favorite? ever.
My favorite brunch that I've ever been to. Oh gosh, I don't. I've been to like all of them, so that's hard to say. I've been to every brunch since 2015.
I liked the one last year in Texas because it was like in a place where they do like cattle auction, which obviously
That was cool. It was
I'm
hard to hear.
against morally, but it was fun.
It was a little echoey in there. That was a little
I
tough,
was
but
yeah, backstage, so it was fine.
it was a cool venue. I liked that. If that's
It
what you
was
mean.
fun venue. And I was wearing an outfit that I wear a lot in the UK. Forgive me if I've told you this story.
It's like a jumpsuit, wasn't it?
It was like a jumpsuit and then a t-shirt underneath, like a play suit, a t-shirt underneath, and then I had a flannel tied around my waist because I always wear a flannel. And then Giles came up to me, he's like, "Oh, Fran, you didn't need to come in costume."
Giles. I miss Giles.
I love that man.
Yeah. I actually chatted with him yesterday
Did you? Is he
through
well?
WhatsApp. I was just trying to actually I told him, I said,
Ask
hey,
him for
we're
a puddle piece.
oh, I will. He's sleeping right now, probably. Most people in the UK are asleep at this point, but not Fran. She's doing this.
I'm not.
She's
Name the
doing this
movie.
for you guys.
Name
She's
the
doing
movie.
this for you.
Everyone's asleep.
You know, one thing I did notice about editing the show, we do talk over each other quite a bit. And it's usually you talking over me, just so you know. I just,
Maybe
hey,
because it's you talk more.
clearly,
And I need to find a space to talk, so I have to talk over you.
do a little thing. Go like, hey. And I'll be like, totally. Gotcha. No? All right. Hey, also, we have a lot of dead air too. So, and I'm learning how to trim that out. Not learning,
We
but I'm
have
just getting
dead
better.
air. I talk over you too much, but we also have dead air. That doesn't make
Two
sense.
things can be equally true. Yes. We're either both talking or nobody's talking.
We should never do real commentary of a race that isn't 4 a.m. at World's Toughest Mudder because that would really not work well, I think.
That's true. Okay. So,
I am so scared of the things that you say and whether they'll get edited out or not.
the things that I say,
Yeah, you're really
Oh.
cheeky.
I know. Well, I kind of do it on the guys that like whoever I'm talking about most likely isn't going to hear this. But you never know.
You never know.
There's some stuff we said earlier I'm definitely going to leave in, but the thing we just said I'm definitely going to take out. But so yeah, 15 days, World's Toughest Mudder. Like I said, next week will probably be our actual like official WTM preview guide.
Because we'll have some information.
Yep, and it's going to come out like the week before, right? And then obviously the day, if we do, we'll have to talk to Jason about doing some kind of if we can go live on the OCR report YouTube, that'd be the way to go, right? And maybe in the WTM community too. We can probably set it up on 2 devices to do that. I don't care how many watches. We're just gonna have a good time. We'll have the map. We'll have, it will be, it's gonna be awesome. We can play mini golf.
We can do it live from the welcome dinner.
Oh, that'd be loud, but we could do it.
It would be very loud, wouldn't it?
Don't you think you should have bingo at the welcome dinner?
Yeah, bingo was good. You didn't come to bingo at OCRWC because you didn't come to OCRWC.
That's been covered.
Yeah,
that's
and
been
I will
covered.
cover it again till the end of time.
It would have been a lot more fun if I was there
bingo.
reading off
Jack
numbers.
was a bingo caller. It was hilarious.
What, Jack?
People find him really funny.
That was supposed to be Are they laughing with him or at him?
Well, he's never laughing, so.
I refuse. I make Jack laugh all the time.
Do you?
I do.
He hates me.
That's okay.
Talking of who?
Talking of Jack Goris?
Mm-hmm.
What about him? You know what? Thank you, Fran. Speaking of Jack, wow, I'm good on social cues. Don't worry. You know, oh boy. Okay, maybe I'm the one who's tired. Speaking of Jack, since we didn't properly intro him last week, and he did send me the Jack Goris Worldwide Weather Report live from his car with the windows down and totally crappy audio. Take it away, Jack.
Hey everyone. So we have some big races coming up. You have like that Greece thing next week, and you have like World's Toughest Mudder. But like here in Lakewood, it's like 70 degrees. Like it's perfect driving with the windows down kind of weather, you know? Like if you want to do cocaine at night, this is a good time. Oh, shoot. I have to talk more.
Yeah. So just a reminder
Mm.
for the 7 people listening, Jack gets 30 seconds. That's why it's called the
Yes.
30-second worldwide weather update.
He's been doing this
He
now for
sends me
19 weeks.
Yeah. If he sends me a 33-second clip, it gets cut off at 30 seconds. If he sends me a 2-minute clip, it gets cut off at 30 seconds. So if you hear him get cut off, that's Jack's fault. He knows
Whereas
the rules.
we initially slated this as a 20-minute catch-up, and last week we were 1 hour and 1 minute.
And that was with some heavy editing.
Mm.
Like I had some well, we had some stuff we had to cut out, but
What would we have in there that we would have to cut out, Carlo?
I don't know, Fran. Just sharing our thoughts on things. That was great.
Things.
Thoughts on things. That's coming. Don't worry.
Did you cut out thoughts on things? Because that's my favorite part.
No, I never cut out thoughts on things.
Good. Right. Let's do the stuff and then get to thoughts on things.
Okay. You had a actually I think some really cool community news.
I did. So my community news, which is not really community news, but it kind of is, I think it will be interesting for those listening, is
I think it's very interesting.
history-making ultra-runner Jasmine Paris will be made a member of the Order of the British Empire, MBE, by the Prince of Wales. The 40-year-old Scot from Gorebridge in Midlothian has completed some of the toughest and most grueling races around the world. In March this year, the veterinary lecturer made history by becoming the first woman to complete the 100-mile Barkley Marathons in Tennessee. And for that, she has received an MBE. So congratulations, Jasmine Paris. And do you know what? I read all of that from STV News. I just, for copywriting, that was not me.
I'm sorry, did you say STD News?
STV.
STV.
Scotland Television.
Okay. I thought you said STD News, and I'm like,
wow,
I don't know if that's the news you want to be on.
I know adjacent, but like way to go off track there.
What I heard. You're the one who doesn't enunciate.
The comments were all really good, and loads of people like, that was impressive, but she did this and that was also really impressive, and yay, she's amazing. And it was really nice to see some positive comments.
You mean as opposed to when she actually finished it and people were like, well, that just proves that it's easier than it used to be. Including a pretty large media outlet that covers obstacle racing news, but I say large media outlet. Tongue firmly in cheek.
Queen of the bitchiness, aren't you?
I can be petty. So this ceremony, the knighting or whatever is it called knighting too when it's a woman?
Dame.
Or the order.
It's knighting, but I think they become a dame.
So that's when she bends, she takes a knee and they do the whole sword on your shoulder thing?
I'm gonna say I don't really know enough because there's an OBE and there's an MBE.
Do you get a sword?
There's the order of, and there's a member of. So order might be knighthood. So fun story. Who's that one? Somebody. It was like a writer, a fantasy writer, actually forged his own sword for it to be knighted.
Oh, that's cool.
I feel
like Dustin would would do that.
Well,
he would love to forge it. So. He would forge his own. So do you? Okay, this sounds really silly, but like, do you have to be a British citizen to get that? I
guess so.
Or UK? Like if someone did some remarkable act of bravery for the country, could they earn one if they weren't? Maybe. Or is there a different award?
Or it's Order of the British Empire Medal. So technically Commonwealth.
Okay.
Could say. Because you don't have to be a British citizen, but if you had to be something, it would be Commonwealth, I guess.
Okay, fair.
OB is the second highest ranking, excluding a knighthood, damehood, behind CBE. But look, I've never really understood and I don't care that much, but well done her.
Yes, exactly. There you go. The point is, fantastic job.
Well done, Jasmine.
We'll give her 5 stars.
5 stars.
5 stars. Should we get into our little blurb about results from the past weekend?
Sure, let's do it.
So, actually, I'll have you go first because there was a race. There was an Infinity race in the UK, right? Is it Infinity that we're doing?
Yes.
Yep.
There was a Tough Mudder Infinity Northwest. So fun story. Northwest is where I live. So this is like my Lincoln race. I didn't go because I was doing other stuff and I forgot that it was on.
Yes.
But I had a school mum come up to me in the playground who's got a kid in my daughter's class, and she was like, have you ever done a mud run? And I was like, yeah, it's kind of my job. And I was wearing a Spartan
heard of him.
t-shirt. I was like, I was like, what do you need? And she said, what socks do I wear? I was like, okay. She ended up buying Innovates.
Innovate socks?
No, shoes.
Oh, I thought you said socks. What kind of
I
socks do I
did.
wear?
I said socks. And she
And then
bought new shoes.
you're all, no, the things that go inside the socks. That's what or inside the shoes. That's what you're talking about. But okay.
Yeah, she was asking what socks, and she yeah. Anyway, so Tough Mudder Infinity Northwest
Yes.
was this last weekend. It was the final race of the British OCR series, which I've just realized, and I don't have those final results in front of me. But I will talk
Oh,
about the people.
go ahead. I
Yes,
have
sir.
one thing to add to that before
Yes,
you get
sir.
to the results.
Yes, sir.
That race was also the last chance for anyone to get an Infinity under their belt for their Holy Grail, because there are no more endurance series races. So, to qualify for the Holy Grail, you have to do an Infinity, a Toughest, and World's Toughest Mudder.
So what's going to happen next year with World's Toughest Mudder being in the UK? What toughest systems are there? Because there's not going to be a Europe's Toughest Mudder.
No, there's only going to be the 2 in the US, I believe.
So if you want to get Holy Grail, you've got to travel to the US still.
Correct.
Poopy.
Yep. But it's also in June, though, so we get to have it sooner. There's also tighter time frame.
So people will potentially not be getting their Holy Grails at World's Toughest Mudder.
Correct.
Are
if they haven't traveled to the US.
Are they going to change the calendar for the Holy Grail if we're going now for a June race?
That's a great question. Next time we see Giles or someone similar, we should ask.
My tummy
But
hurts.
What happened at the Infinity in the UK, Fran?
So it was the final race of the British OCR series. I don't have those results in front of me, but I do have the race results from the Infinity Northwest. And if the website is correct, they are thus. For the men, in first place was Mark Somerville with 43.9 miles. That is darn impressive, Mark. Second place, Tom Shaw with 37.8 miles. And in third place was Michael Walker with 37.8 miles. This could all be incorrect because it took me a while to find the results.
That's
and
great caveat.
And for the women in first, but hey, we're celebrating some people, so I'm fine with that. For the women, in first place was Mindy Archer with 33.9 miles. Second place was Jackie Bow, or Bow.
I think it's Baw.
Baw. No, I think it's Bow.
In the States, we'd call it Baw.
Yeah, you just make stuff up, guy.
It was your language. We just took it and made it better.
You bastardized it. You bastardized it.
I personally did not, but thank you.
33.9 miles for Jackie, and Ruth Battersea got 30 miles.
There you go. And now this, I actually talked to Gary Andrews last night, or I chatted with him on text. But since that was the last of the endurance series before World's Toughest Mudder, I checked in on, because there are Holy Grail stats for the year. There's like a whole competition who has the most cumulative miles from all the Holy Grail qualifiers. And there are standings online, and it turns out they are not accurate.
Good.
I was about to report them, and Gary Andrews said they're like 3 races behind. So, but I will tell you, because I don't think this has changed, because they both have pretty good leads. Gary Andrews and Jackie Bow are leading the standings for the men and the women.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes. And Jackie had at last update had like a 40-mile lead on the next closest competitor. So
that is pretty impressive. Well done.
Good
Jackie.
for them.
Good for them.
So, it's funny. I have all these notes about World's Toughest Mudder and prize money and all that stuff, but I realized that's next week, since it's going to be a World's Toughest Mudder preview and marketed as such. And by marketed, I mean it'll be in the title.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Visually, you look really uncomfortable. You okay?
My tummy really hurts.
I'm sorry. That is...
It's okay. I don't know why. I woke up in the night feeling terrible, and then I had to get up and be a mom and work, and...
I hear that.
And it sucked. It's been a terrible day, and I'm very tired, and I ate mashed potato for dinner.
Ooh, I like mashed potatoes.
It was not terrible. It was really good, but...
So, there was a Spartan in Dallas last week, and...
Was it an ultra?
There was an ultra.
Was it Granbury? Oh no, I saw Visit Granbury on the papers.
It was.
It was in
Granbury. Yes, it was. It was at the
was
World's Toughest Mudder site, I believe.
I did wonder.
Yes. So I just wanted to get into.
Mm.
I mean, okay. You know what? They had a beast, and since I've got it up, let's do it. So, the men's Dallas Beast, we had John Silva for the men.
Mm.
We had John Silva in first place, Pete Ozuk the second in second. That's fitting, and Joshua White the third. Just made that part up in third. Thank you. And for the women, we had Genevera Gannon in first place, Seeley Daly in second place, and Aubrey Mahallingham. Man, those are good names.
I'm gonna look these names up because I think you're butchering them.
I'm not. Yeah, Twin Canyons Ranch in Granbury, Texas. That's where Worlds.
Is that where we went last year? It was really nice. I really enjoyed it.
So, I did want to mention. So the Ultra. There's a couple things I want to mention. First off, men first, second, and third. Jonathan Stern came in first place. I always like mentioning Joseph Rucco. He took second, by the way. Joseph Rucco. Do you know what he is famous for?
No.
It's okay. Joseph Rucco ran his very first ever Tough Mudder race last year, and it was world's toughest mudder, and he
really
ran 100 miles and got third place.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's badass.
That's badass.
Anyway, and then Zachary Obrey, which for some reason,
is in lowercase.
Jason Dupree decided to put Zachary Obrey's name all in lowercase.
You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say let's not blame Jason Dupree. He'll be importing data, and that's probably how Zachary Obrey entered himself into the system.
It was funny though.
Well, I don't want to blame Jason.
Well, it was going to be funny, Fran, if you let me finish my joke, which since you talk over me all the time, I couldn't get to. Way to ruin the bit. Let's get to the women. Rachel Munoz was in first place, followed by Charity Bourne in second, and Sheridan Sandinga in third. Most importantly, though, in the men, if you noticed this week, we didn't just show the top 20. No. We displayed the top 30. Oh. And Fran's screen has balloons going up it for some reason. Do you know why we showed the top 30 for the men, Fran? Because coming in 21st in the Spartan Dallas Ultra at a time of 6 hours, 56 minutes, 27 seconds, our very own Jason Dupree. He wasn't Jason Don't-Pree on this day. He was Jason Dupree with the capital D on the first and last name, which if it wasn't, it wouldn't be his fault because he's just importing data. Right? And those are my Spartan Dallas results.
Yay!
Yay! See, there you go.
Look how much less fun it is when I don't talk.
It is, well, no. I'm having a great time.
Okay.
I get to hear my own voice. And I don't know if you know this. I really enjoy that. Continue. I have to get some coffee. Minimum wage. Yeah. That's from an old They Might Be Giants song.
What's the minimum wage in California?
Actually, well, Fran, as someone who just is in the process of voting, by the way, if you're in America and you're hearing this, go vote.
Oh my God, I just Googled it and it's the third Google results. You know, when it auto-fills is minimum wage in California. Do you want to know? Do you want to know a fun election fact?
I will. Can I answer your question?
Yeah.
So there's a ballot measure to raise it to, I believe, $17 an hour for the rest of the year, and then going up to $18 an hour starting in January, depending on how many employees you have.
In the UK, it's £10.42 if you're over 23.
Oh, there you go.
It's pretty low,
of course,
isn't it? It was £5.60 when I first started working.
As people like to say in the United States, well, if you do that, then your burger at McDonald's is going to cost $8. By the way,
it's £11.44 over 21 now.
Yeah. When I was of working age, 15 and a half years old, and had a worker's permit, because this is a long time ago, minimum wage in California was $3.35 an hour.
I think it was £5.65 when I first started working.
Then it jumped up to $5, and I thought I was rich.
Yeah.
Turns out
I
wasn't.
I still judge things by minimum wage, the first minimum wage I have. So if I'm like, "Ooh, that's 20 quid," I'm like, that's 4 hours work, even though obviously I don't earn minimum wage now, and
So
minimum
what was
wage
your
isn't
question, in
£5.
fact? Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
ooh.
See? Oh, get your tummy going. Get your tummy going, girl. That was a weird. Yeah. Continue.
So we had an election this year.
You did.
We had a general
Bum, bum,
election.
bum, bum. F the
Bam, bam, bam,
Tories.
bam. It's
Is that
not
right?
going so well right now, actually. Budget
I'm
next
sorry.
week. They're going to raise all the taxes. Do you know on which day our election was held?
Okay. I did because we talked about it. Oh, yes. It was July 4th, wasn't it?
It's well done.
Thank you.
Well remembered.
Thank
And
you.
what day is your election being held?
Ours is being, well, it's funny. I can do mail-in voting, but our official day, I believe, is November 6th. Right? November 4th? November. It's right before. I remember I had to get it done before I left for Worlds. It might be the day I leave.
I'm pretty sure it's November 5th. It's November 5th, babe.
Okay. Okay. Well, see, I don't have to worry. I'm literally going to drop this off in a ballot box today. So like,
Okay.
because I'm
Okay.
absentee
Do you know
voter.
what November 5th is?
Remember the 5th of November? Is that
It's the
right?
gunpowder plot.
Is that the poppies in the
No,
grass or
that's
what?
11th. Very, very different. The
Okay,
11th of
sorry.
November. 11th of November is when we remember. It's Remembrance Day for,
Okay.
people who died, gave their lives, as they say. 5th of
Sorry.
November is the gunpowder plot. It's Guy Fawkes who tried to blow up Parliament.
Oh, they made a movie very loosely.
Yeah, I know, and that's the only reason people know it. But don't you think that's a cool fact? We had our election on Independence Day, and you're having your election on November 5th, which,
On
whilst it's
National
not
Terrorist Day.
Independence Day for us, we don't actually have an Independence Day because we are the ones that everyone gets independence from. But it's about as close as you can get to an Independence Day.
You guys were pretty good at that colonialism stuff.
We are so good at it. So good.
People are like going to your country going like, hey, well, look at this cool artifact from my country. Hey, can
We're
we
like,
have
nope.
that back?
No.
And your country is like, finders keepers, finders keepers. Just because we came and colonized you and took all your things. But look at these cool things we have in our museums. Come to our country and look at them. But you got them from our caves. Did we though?
Our
Did we
caves.
though?
Our caves.
Yes, that's right. Little US or no, little world history for you, everybody. Fantastic.
As somebody
good.
called us, an educational podcast.
That's right. Someone did call us that.
When's
I
your
was like,
birthday, Carlo?
my birthday
Mm.
is the 2nd of March.
That is very much a birthday.
Yes, it is.
It's
I
a
was
good
close
birthday.
to being oh no, I wasn't. I don't know if it was I don't think it was a leap year or not. I have a buddy who I've lost track with now from many years, but he's a literal leap year baby. Like he was
Them
born
suck balls.
on because how old are you know? 4. You know what I mean? But it's funny because I think it was last year was a leap year, and it made me think like, oh, I wonder what Pete's up to. He's somewhere in Spain.
Did
He kind of
you reach out to Pete? You're like, hola, Pete.
I tried. So he's a good buddy. This is completely unnecessary to talk about this, but whatever.
Hey, Pete, if you're listening, Carlo misses you.
I do. In fact, a bunch of my friends got together, unfortunately, because we were at a memorial for one of our other friends who passed away the last weekend. But we were all talking about that. It's like his only presence was he was on Facebook, and I had his number. But then when he moved to Spain, his number was no longer.
Could you try and guess his email? Have you ever
Worked at-
Googled him?
I've tried reaching out to his parents, but I think their Facebook have been taken over by bots. And I've tried reaching out to his wife.
You could try and guess.
You know what? He has a pretty distinct job too, and I've tried going that angle. I just can't.
No,
He's kind of disappeared. So, Peter Jacob Royce Hammond, wherever you are, we miss you, buddy.
Carlo, you have a middle name. Don't tell me.
I do. Starts with a V.
Vincent.
That's right.
Piscatello.
Not Vendetta, but that was the name of the movie with Guy Fawkes.
V for Vincent.
Yeah, that was me. And your middle name?
Paula.
By the way, what is it?
Paula.
Powler?
Paula.
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 Paola.
Paula. Oh, that's
Paola.
fancy. I thought you were just mispronouncing it. Your own middle
I know,
name.
I could see that. I could see that. And you were like,
Like
yesterday
Brazil.
I said to Dustin, I was like, hey Dustin, Google Gok Wan. I was trying to show him what my grandma looked like. And he was like, Gok Wan. He was like, Gok Wine. And I was like, Gok Wan. And he was like, Wan? He was
I mean, Juan.
like the South Korean name. I was like, I don't know what the South Korean name is, just Wan. Just Wan. Wan. And it took like 5 minutes. I was like, W-A-N, Wan. And he was like, oh, Wan. I mean, I have one of the most clearest voices in the world.
Do you know one of my favorite things about Dustin?
Do tell me.
I will. So oftentimes I will be like either before I go to bed or right when I wake up or whatever, I will be scrolling like social media and I will come across a story and I'll see it and go, oh my gosh, literally, this happens like multiple times. I go, oh my gosh, I have to send this to Dustin. 9 times out of 10, I don't realize it, but it's Dustin's story that I see. And I go to send it and I realize, oh, he's the one that posted that. Doggone it. So there's very distinct things that he posts that I go like, that's a Dustin thing.
It's a
That's
Dustin thing.
I send him a lot of things, whether it's usually Muppets or socially awkwardness.
You don't send me anything.
I send you usually female empowerment things.
Are you saying I'm not powerful?
Oh my gosh. That's one way you could take it, I suppose.
But
So-
anyway, I wasn't mispronouncing Paola. It was Paola.
You weren't. That is your middle name.
And it took
Look
me
at
a
that.
long time to learn how to spell it because it's tricky. And I just had to remember that it's not koala.
That is correct. It is not koala. It is Paola.
Yeah, it's not koala.
Fran, I have 2 thoughts on things. Do you have anything? These are pretty easy ones.
Good.
But let's do it. Thoughts. Oh, we can do the jingle. First we have to have a jingle. Quick, do a thoughts on things jingle.
Thoughts on things, tra la la. Thoughts on things.
Solid. Thank you.
Thank you.
Question number 1.
Mhm.
How did your parents meet?
So my parents lived in St. Albans, and my mum was a midwife, and she met my dad's sister, who was also a nurse of types, and my dad's sister introduced her to my dad. And I always make a joke that I was like, oh, you met her and you thought she's sane. I'll date his brother. And what's funny is they used to work at a hospital that is now where all the Harry Potter stuff in the UK is. So when I said like I was going down there for Leavesden. I'm giving a lot of information out here on the internet, aren't I? So yeah, so they both met. She met his sister, and then they met each other. And he was a psychiatric nurse, and she was a midwife. And then he chased her romantically for quite a long time. She even moved from London up north, and he followed her.
He was like, no,
Not
you
letting
won't
you
get away from me.
What
I'm
this
a
way?
psychiatric nurse.
He was
I know this might sound crazy, but
I am crazy, literally.
I've
Fresh
seen
off
crazy.
the boat he was, and he even told me the other day, he was like, I wasn't allowed to get married on the visa I was on, but I did it anyway.
He's like, trust me, I've seen crazy. I'm not as crazy as those guys, so I'm doing fine.
Oh, he had a
Perfect.
really fun job for a while. He used to set up homes in Manchester to rehabilitate mentally ill offenders and get them back into society, which is a pretty cool thing for the 70s. We don't do much on rehabilitation anymore. We just put people.
I was gonna say, you guys had mental health services. Imagine that.
Really good mental health services. So he used to
We used to
manage
have
these
that.
group homes of mentally ill offenders, and like he'd get calls at like 2 a.m. of people like saying they were gonna kill people. They had like axe murders in there and stuff. Yeah, that was his
They're
job.
just going through it. They're just going through it like you and me.
We all go through it, and now I work in mental health too.
See that? Which is good, because when I go through it, I can just be like, hey, Fran.
And I'm like, yes.
How do I deal with Jack Goris?
Like, ugh, just ignore him.
My parents, not nearly as exciting. My parents got set up on a blind date by their friends not Kathy and Brad. It was their names don't matter, but I do know them because they were like because we would go over to their house all the time as we were growing up. and it was like my mom's childhood friend and her
That's cute.
husband, Jeff and Carol. There you go. Carol and Jeff. They set them up and they all went bowling
Oh,
because my parents were actually like,
American wholesomeness.
yes. My parents, everyone's parents are kind of known for, I don't know, doctor, lawyer. My parents were actually known in the area for their bowling. They were both very
Really?
good bowlers.
We
Yeah.
should go bowling.
We absolutely should. I used to be really, really good.
Really?
Like,
I'm not.
yeah. I had like a 215 average at one point.
I don't know what that means.
It means that I would average 215 points per game.
Okay, I don't. I'm really bad.
The best you can do in bowling is 300. So there you go. Breaking 200 is like considered good.
Good. Well done.
Anyway, second thought on things. If you, hang on. Whoop. If you could be a Hollywood celebrity,
Oh God.
who would you like to become?
I have
Who do
no.
you want to be today? Who do
I'm-
you want to be? That's an Oingo Boingo song.
I have no desire for fame.
Okay, but how about maybe a celebrity who you think they're a cool person? I'll just be them.
But they still have to deal with the fame.
Okay, you're taking this.
A Hollywood
sup-
celebrity who's not having genuine digestive stomach crumbs.
Oh. Well, here, think about it for a second.
Yourself.
Paul Rudd.
Yeah. Cool.
Because
yeah.
you don't age. You're genuinely, seemingly liked by everyone. You're doing well financially, and you just kind of got an easygoing way about you.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
I think
Paul
he'd be a going to be.
Yeah.
You can be Paul Rudd too?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I like that.
Yeah.
Because then
We
I'd
can't
get to
both
be
be
a
Paul
guy
Rudd at the
too,
same
and
time,
life
though,
would
'cause
be
that'd be-
easier if you're just a white middle-aged man. So
You know what? There are advantages. I don't know if I always see them, but they're out there.
you're medium
I mean?
white.
Yeah, I'm
You're
olive.
off-white.
I am. I was like, they just kind of put me in the oven for a little bit longer, and they're like, oh, a little too far. No, it's good. Good. He's not burned. He's okay. He's good. So there we go. That was all I had for thoughts on.
I was left to rise and not baked at all.
Yeah, they just they pulled you in
And do you
Like
know what's
from
wild?
the
I have
windowsill.
a tan at the minute. This is me being a really nice color.
That is not tan at all.
This is me tan.
Okay. Well, that is a beautiful eggshell white tan. Whatever that is, I have no idea. But what this was episode, what were we? 19?
19.
Episode 19. Boy, last week we had so much, and this week. no.
Listen,
But
I've
you know
got
what?
to apologize to everyone who's forced their way through this. I feel terrible.
You took one for the team.
I took one for the team. I've been
And let's
taking
be
one for
real.
the team all day.
This is kind of a bridge episode anyway to get us from what was exciting last week with all the recap to next week, which is going to be full on World's Toughest Mudder preview, to the following week, which is going to be on site craziness. Just from the yes, from the mini golf house, putt golf house. Jack Goris is going to be leaning in, going like, "What are you guys doing?
Jamal, why are you taking
Jamal.
up so much
Why is she
space?
even do that?" Jamal. Yeah, that's okay. Anyway, hey, Frank.
This is fun.
Yeah, let's do it better next week. I hope you're feeling better.